What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 178, being recorded on September 28th, 2022. I am your host, Darth Moocher, and I've got Scott Solo here with me.
What's up, nerds?
Bootleg Joe.
Yo.
Grand Admiral Franz.
Hey there.
We got Kyber Crystal with us.
What's up?
And the Ernie the Fallen Fett.
Hey guys, what's up?
Thank
you for watching my show and not being fake like Moocher. Appreciate that.
I didn't see it.
I'll call you out right at the beginning. You want to get into this?
I put a complaint file that notifications are not being sent out.
Sent out? You sent it straight to YouTube?
Yeah, straight to
All right.
Don over there.
I forgive you.
Yeah.
I forgive you.
Well,
Dave, that was a good one. It does sound like Don would run YouTube, right?
Dave. It's Dave over there, not Don.
Dave?
Don's a good one. Dave. Damn it, Dave.
All right. I'm sorry.
Who the hell are we talking about?
So we're here, of course, Star Wars, not Ernie.
No, Star Wars.
But before we get into everything that we've got going on tonight, we do want to shout out our Patreons real fast and everybody who's being digested in the pit. So Scott, I hope you're not sick anymore. Your voice is back. You're looking
there.
You're still looking very pale, sir. You need to get a little sun. Sorry, Ghostbusters. All right, go.
It goes against my gothy high school.
It's a Ghostbusters reference.
Nature.
Don't.
I
dwell on it.
know.
Just go.
I know. I don't see the ticker. Where's my ticker? Come on, I can't do it until the ticker's there. Well,
Are you
that old?
There we go. Hey, everybody. Thank you, one and all, for being a Patreon patron. And if you're not, consider doing it. Actually, don't even consider it. Just do it. That's what Nike says. Am I right? So log on to patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest Podcast and just do it. Just like Nicholas Schaefer has. Also, Ryan and the Star Joes, Cliff, Don, and Brady of the Escape Pod Podcast on the Red 5 Network. Flavy Davey, formerly of the Nerds with Attitude Podcast, Don the Dad Dorn, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine, Gavin Connor of the Holy Hour All Cure Podcast, Crystal Lamphere, Brandon and Anya Epler, AJ from the Forbidden Panel, and fanboy Mikkel.
Nice. Thank you, everybody. And if you feel so inclined, the link is in the description below to join that ever-growing list and become a Patreon of Starlight Digest. Let's go ahead and shout out everybody who's in the pit right there, because we've got a couple things special for everybody that's listening and following and everything. So
We do. We're not joking when we say we got a full skadoolie tonight. So
Skadoolie.
That's right. A full skadoolie.
How do you spell it? I'm gonna Google that.
Wow.
Okay,
that might be the end of me.
Yeah, I had no idea either. I think Crystal's the only one that's onto it.
Skadoolie's, yeah.
Skadoolie.
It's like a made-up Star Wars word or some shit. What was that? Skadoolie.
That comes right after McClunky. So
And
Yes.
McClunky. I actually got skadoolie from the old Mark and Brian radio show. So there you go.
Wow.
That's the way
You
back
just
machine.
killed the entire mystique of it now. Thanks.
Sorry. So let's give a shout out to Gordon. We've got Anonymous Dude 123. Ryan and the Star Joes are in there. Santo 1414. Mando Mike. Mask Comics Blogspot. Ooh, mask. Yeah, I think he's coming from Scotland. That's awesome. Bootleg Joe, he's right next to me too. He's a multitasker. Wait a minute. So, and then we've got William Scott Crawford, also from Scotland. So we've got two guys from Scotland in there.
Nice.
We're doomed. Okay. So, and he says, hi from Scotland, or should I now say Aldani? Because that's where Aldani was filmed. And that's where I will be in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
Scotland.
Nice.
I expect a verbatim walkthrough of Andor's travelings.
You got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Cool. Skadoolies, that should be the key word of the day, right? But
Hey.
No.
Every time somebody says skadoolie, you scream really loud and wave your hands.
Nobody will be screaming.
Oh.
that word will
Never
never
mind.
come up again.
That's hilarious. So we've got some things to take care of here before we get started into our Andor episode 4 talk. Like I said, as promised, we have giveaways, and we're gonna do all of them tonight. We're gonna do 2 right now, and then 1 at the end of the show for our pit. Those people who are digested in there, we're gonna give you a keyword and a moment to enter some. When we do it live, international shipping, it all goes. So for right now, let's do our giveaway. Let's spin the wheel for our Patreon, lucky Patreon that's going to get a backpack full of goodies.
Okay.
Ooh, good luck.
So here we go. Let's
Little
share
something
this
extra
screen.
for the Patreons.
And this is it, folks. This is our Patreon giveaway for backpack number 1. There's a little note in here. It says backpack number 1.
Nice.
Show
Right.
it. Show the backpack while you're doing it. Come on,
Sure,
man.
sure.
Contents
There
are
you go.
surprise, and we expect a full unwrapping, an opening video, or
Yeah, we need
something, or
unwrapping
some
video.
kind of post of
Unboxing
everything
video.
that's inside. Yeah.
All right.
Reaction video.
There
yes,
we go.
reaction. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. So spin that wheel.
Oh, please me, please me, please me.
I don't want to please you.
Oh, damn.
Go like a pro.
Oh,
Almost done.
Davey, Davey.
All
Congrats,
right,
Davey,
Davey, Davey.
Awesome.
So
All
let me
right.
go ahead and write his name on this one really quick.
Perfect. And then I will set up the second one. So we asked everybody who wanted to leave a comment in last week's episode, our 177. Anybody who left a comment in there was eligible to get an entry on the wheels. Plus, if you visit Rogue Toys, which the link was in the description below, also for an extra entry into the drawing also. So let's go ahead and spin the comment wheel. We'll just call it the comment wheel.
Ooh, the comment wheel from episode 177.
Yes.
All right, are we ready, folks? And this one is
Star Joes, they are filled with shredded paper. Possibly. I will say
So-
there is some paper in there.
there is some paper in there. All right, so backpack number 2. Also, don't forget to look in all.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
am not in there. I
He's
am
not
in there.
eligible.
No.
It's okay.
Neither
it's
is
okay.
Bootleg Joe. None of us are eligible. Just you guys. We can order one of these anytime we want. So don't forget to check all the pockets too, because there could be stuff inside the pocket.
Every
Listen to that.
pocket.
Mm,
Oh.
What could it be? It's
full of
full.
goodness.
All right, so here we go. Spinning that wheel. Ooh, it's a fancy one. It makes extra noises.
Only you can hear it. I can't.
Yeah,
Nah.
no.
Nobody can hear it.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, what a letdown.
Doodle-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo.
Hey, Wingnut.
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 That was
Wingnut.
entry
That is
from Rogue Toys, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
If I know, I understand that he is international, so if he doesn't get back to us, we will do a runner-up on it. I know that. Like it's hard to communicate with the comments and everything too. So
Yeah.
but congratulations, Wingnut. The backpack is yours. So again, I expect full-on reaction, breakdown, everything, all kinds of good video or IG posts, and tag us with it because we want to see your pretty faces opening.
That's right.
okay.
All right. So
That was awesome.
that was awesome. I am going to now pay close attention to our comment section here.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give you guys a keyword now. I'm gonna give you a keyword. It's the same word throughout, whatever. Halfway through our podcast here, and just type it in the comments, not the live chat one right there, and that's your entry to
Hey,
get
we're
that.
getting
first-
pretty hard feedback, guys. Is that me?
I
No?
didn't hear nothing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, let us know if. Well, yeah, that's good. Let me know if there is any more feedback because I'm talking over, so I might not have heard it. So the keyword is 1000, the numerical 1000, 1000. Type that in the pit right now, and at the end of the show, we will give that third backpack filled with goodies to one of our pit crews in there. So again, 1000 if you want to enter. We got Star Joe's, William, Scott, Crawford already getting in there with that. So Scott is going to try his best to write everything down as 1000s are being typed in our chat for the entry to win. We're gonna start breaking down Andor, episode 4, Adahi. I guess that's the planet name, right? It's also the title of the episode. I didn't even notice titles of the episode with the series. Because remember Kenobi was part 1, part 2, part 3. Like there's actual title. I didn't even notice it until yesterday when I was watching it. Like, oh, look at that. But anyway, let's get into
The show.
let's get into the episode. I'm
right,
glad
here
you
we
guys
go.
all reacted to that. That was awesome. I get zero help. That's
Wasn't sure where you were going.
Whenever
title of the episode.
Just talk about the damn show. Let's go.
Right?
I
whenever we hear the title of a show in a movie, we're like, they said the thing. Like Family Guy. I don't know if you guys saw that episode. But...
Absolutely.
So every time we hear it, we're like, they said the thing. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Okay, so what we're getting caught up into the. Okay, first off, is everybody still into the show? Like,
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm completely enthralled with it. I think I was talking to Mando, Mike, and Scott last night in chat, and it's the only people that were up watching it, or I think Mando, Mike was, and I was saying, like, it might not have a lot of fireworks now, but damn if I'm not hanging on every word being said and looking around every beautiful atmosphere and crevice in these shows. It's meaning more than dogfighting and explosions right now, right? It is setting up the powder cake. It is setting up the epic heist and adventure going through halfway through too. I might add, which is fantastic. So I'm sure the fireworks going to be there. After it was done, I was like, okay. I was like, okay, that wasn't like Chris said. It's not a fist pumping series. This isn't like oh my god, I got to text people. No, I sat back and I'm all. It was so Star Wars to me because of the Imperial side and Mon Mothma and what she's doing. You know what I mean? It was like, and all the name dropping in this episode too. We have Mimban, we have Ricotta, we have all those things, and Lutheran's office to talk about. So it was a jam-packed episode that didn't really do a lot, right? Like it was more in the visuals and the dialogue was fantastic.
Like you wouldn't think it would have been done. You're not like, oh god, that was so great. I can't wait for the next one. But there was a shit ton to unpack. Like you got to look at it again and like, wow, there's a lot going on in this episode. And kind of all 4 episodes really, right? You're not flying through this stuff. I keep seeing the word slow burn is so overused, right?
Yeah.
But what it is just a nice story. It's progressing. We got. How many episodes of this we're gonna get? 10? 12 episodes, guys. That's a long ass time, right? That's like 6 hours, at the very least 5 hours of content. That's 2.5 movies, almost 3 movies worth. Let's relax a little bit and watch this thing unfold. And we are getting the deep cuts right now. We're getting the behind the scenes. We're seeing the beginning of Rebellion. The ISB stuff is phenomenal. I mean, and we're getting Imperial things. Relax, people. I see people say it's boring and they're done with it. Get out there. I mean, geez Louise. If all you want is blasters and lightsabers, I mean, you can watch stuff like that. You can just pick through stuff. But, I mean, there's a story back here we get to watch, and it's damn good.
100%. 100%. It's different. And like I said, to me, it's like more Star Wars than we've been seeing. And I get it. Like I said, I'm enthralled with it. I'm enthralled with the worlds that they're giving us. And I did say something like, this series might benefit from a binge-worthy thing because there is such a like, okay, I want more. Like, it's a lot of talking, a lot of dialogue that you just kind of like want to continue that versus remembering all that for the following week, versus a battle scene that you can stop and then pick it up next week. So, but again, it's still cool. Like, Mando Mike saying 50 minutes is more enjoyable than 30 minutes rush. Absolutely. Like this was like a 50-minute episode or 45 give and take because of the credits and stuff.
38 because the credits. They're 7-minute credits for God's sakes. Anytime I see the minutes, I immediately subtract 7.
Yeah, absolutely. William Scott saying his only slight issue that with Coruscant looks too clean. I think it's because of sets and not all CGI. Also, there aren't many ships flying about like we normally see. Apart that, I loved it. I would.
I was gonna say actually this is Imperial time. It's a little different than the Republic time, right? The city is gonna be a little bit, maybe less crowded. I don't know if that makes sense. If people just don't go there as much in Imperial Square that they did when it was the Republic, I don't know.
It could be monitored differently too, right? Like I said, this is an Imperial sector. It could be like, very strict, very security clearance, like only with high level. Like they could have cleared out all that stuff, from like the prequels, slums and lower parts, and they could be like, this is all Imperial. Now you have to have a pass. They probably expelled a lot of aliens because again, the one thing I noticed about like Andor when he's going through his planet stuff is 1 billion aliens running around. And Coruscant, I don't think I saw one alien in the starports. You know what I mean? Right. Like it was all humans, which I was like very Imperial, right?
Yeah, very Imperial. And the part about the clean, remember, Coruscant is built up, right? Yeah. So the top section is clean. The farther down you go, like when you get to level 13, you're in the underground type stuff, right? But the lower you go, the darker it gets and the grummier it gets. And you know.
Well, yeah, that's what Bondage Brittany was saying.
Yeah.
I just really wanted to say the name.
No,
but it's true.
Yeah. That's right. The clean part's where everybody lives, right? It's exactly right. They mention that in the books, too. The higher levels are for the higher people. So,
one of the cooler things that we did actually see for the first time ever was the ISB, the Imperial Security Bureau. I mean, how freaking cool is that?
Right, and what's great is first they show you that we're coming up on Coruscant, so we get a nice view on Coruscant telling us there. Then this piece popping up with the Imperial Security, I was like, damn, they're taking us deep. This is awesome. I love this little logo in the front. I love how they have that instead of a statue. I love the whole thing, and to the point of Coruscant looking clean. This is clean as hell looking, like really neat. But it's clean in a different way than the prequels, right?
It's sterile.
Yes.
It's a very sterile clean.
Yeah, we're into Imperial colors, Imperial vibe, shading, stuff like that, instead of the brighter, I would say more gold look in the prequels, right? Now we're into like a gray.
The warmer tones of the Republic versus the cool, cold, sterile tones of the Empire.
You got it, man. What a cool vibe. How about inside of it? You got a shot of inside? There we go, man. I mean, if there's anything I ever wanted to see, it's the inside of like an Imperial ISB office and what's going down in here. And this major, what is it, Portagaz, that guy is Imperial as shit, right? That guy is like the main, like, if you're going to write down an Imperial character and draw him up, this dude right here is your imp. Like, no, hey, Marco's back.
I'm back. I'm sorry, guys. My technical difficulties aren't going away with the camera, so I can still hear. It's just sucks, but
it's all right. We don't have to look at you then.
Hey, I'd rather you don't. I'd rather you don't.
Yeah. But I love this part about how he talks about what's our job, and then what's her Supervisor Grandi, right? She goes off of the
handbook.
The handbook and reads it off verbatim. He's all that's absolutely great from the handbook or from our code, and completely wrong. And talks about how they treat symptoms and look for problems, and they're basically getting to the root of what's internal or external. And I loved it. And just I don't know, the way he ran that room and asked everybody about their sector and knew everything and gave them all shit going around it, right? He's all, that's great. What a great job they've been doing lately, right?
Yeah.
And always a dig. Or how about you? And you haven't got your reports done, and he has, and he just knew everything off top of his head and quick as a whip, dude. I love this guy. Great character.
The bureaucratic BS that goes on in these rooms is so reminiscent of actual corporate meetings, and it screams A New Hope.
Yeah. But this guy right here with the Scarif drop, right? The Scarif drop was cool only because he's asking for like extra security and what's going on, and they just threw us this little nugget to know that something's going on around Scarif right now, and it's just neat throw-ins like this.
Yeah,
all day.
It was what did he say? Increased traffic and supplies to Scarif because they're building the Death Star. You know what I mean? They're building the Death Star.
Yeah, we know. Well, exactly. Well, actually, kind of had me wondering right there. Is why would shipment be going to Scarif?
Scarif, right. Scarif was just where the plans were kept. It's just...
We don't know that yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
Still 5... I mean, like it was above Geonosis.
Yeah.
When we last heard about the Death Star. But now they're saying, like I said, what this was increased supply and shipments to Scarif. So
I can't remember where... I can't remember now. There was part in a book. It was in the Rogue One, before Rogue One, Catalyst, yeah. Maybe it started above Scarif and they moved to Andor. Remember, in Catalyst, they tested the hyperdrive, and they moved it from one place to another, and perhaps it was Scarif, and I can't remember. It's been a while since I read that book. That's going to be a good revisit, though, because I love that book. I'll revisit that.
Yeah. That was
real quick, Flavy Davy here. That's who Facebook user is. That's Flavy Davy saying thank you for winning the backpack. Don't forget, everybody, if you're in our chat, drop the number 1000 in the comments and you get entered for our third and final backpack tonight.
Yeah. They right on. Very, very, very surprising. Even that room, the white room with the white Imperial logo. Dude. And this is it was such like
and where the hell is Yularen?
Right.
I need
Yularen. I wanted to see him. I was expecting to see him. And Ryan here says, reminded me of the boardroom scene in A New Hope. Exactly. That's 100%. Where Yularen was in his nice white outfit.
And these aren't even that high of guys, right? These are the guys that kind of watch those guys and get under their shit. Yularen to me is the higher one of all of them, right? Yes. And maybe that's why he's on the Death Star. And,
the Major I think is on the council with Yularen, and it's like his people, like his subordinates that are that he's talking to and spreading those guys out, and then he gets the report and then sends it up.
Correct. Yeah, he calls it that they run different districts.
Yeah.
Basically, that's who all these are, like giving their reports.
Love it.
So I mean, this is, even though he holds that high standard and it's giving that off, there's definitely more way higher than him.
Yeah.
You're just giving me reports, right?
Yeah.
But still, to see at that level of just giving reports how they act.
Yeah, he's like the project manager, right? He knows everybody's business, just at least, keep it in track, man.
Like you said, and there's always nothing worse than that guy at work, right? Who does that? who gives you the comment and shoots you down at the same time. We're like, oh, okay, wait, what did he just say? Yeah,
like any answer you're going to get is going to be met with conflict. Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, for sure.
We've all
worked this. By the way, I hope we do get a lot more of this, like the whole inner workings of the Empire in this kind of way. In the boardroom, statistics, people are numbers. It's a numbers game. It's not really, they're not humanizing the planets or conquering. They're just like, do it and who cares, and sweep this under the rug and sweep that under the rug, and it's just fantastic to get that sense of. I guess the evilness of the Empire, because again, I've always told you the Empire is a very dark time, a very oppressive government. You have to be careful of humanizing that aspect of it. The soldiers fine, but not the idea.
Yeah,
you want this to be a very bad idea.
The bosses have to be imperial to the core, dude, and they are. And then speaking of that oppressive, right after that meeting, they go and take over Ferrix, right? And I think we have a shot of that in there somewhere too. And go into these guys.
Okay.
Yeah. My boy Linus here.
So, and this is what we kind of talked about last week was, okay, I think that this event of what we have got the first 3 episodes of Cyril is he's going to force the Empire to come and take over their security outposts, and exactly what they did.
Right.
Now he's like, congratulations, you've succeeded and getting our attention. Now you are all out of a job, basically, and this entire sector is under Imperial control.
Yeah.
And Linus with the hand up. Seriously,
seriously.
Why does that steal the show? Like, honestly,
that's what he should have said. A shit again.
Yeah.
When he got the look, that would have fit perfect too.
Go ahead.
Oh, what's the theory on what he was gonna ask?
Oh, yeah, right.
He was probably gonna say his piece, but he never moved his eyes. Like when he put it up slow, and when he said seriously, he put it down slow, and those eyes never moved. But I'm assuming he's gonna ask about him or say something about him. I would think try and save his own ass, but maybe not.
Yeah, because the major guy who's like, I wasn't even here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the middle guy is totally out. I think the Siler, or I forget his name on the right. He's probably
Cyril.
out. Yeah, Cyril. He's out, but he's gonna keep doing stuff and be part of this story.
Yeah.
And I think Linus is going imp still. I still think he's getting on some grays.
Yeah.
Ryan from the Star Joe says, "May I use the restroom?" Is probably what he's gonna say.
Something Linus would say. It's something he would absolutely.
I have to shit.
I have to shit. Yeah. Take a shit.
There you go.
It's Star Wars language.
Does your stormtrooper armor come in extra large?
Right.
Because I do want to apply.
Yeah. So a great. And now, do you guys think this is the end of these 3?
No.
I know we're hoping
definitely not
it's
Cyril.
Okay. Because it was like Cyril went back to his home. Well,
that's what I was saying. That was my question. Okay, there's a screenshot. Yeah. Like he's going back to. So what is? Do you think it's a suspension, or?
I think he's out of a job. I mean, he's not Imperial.
Yeah.
He's out of a job, so now he's got nowhere else to go but back home to mom on Coruscant.
Yeah, he
Which
had all his
confirms
bags packed and everything.
Yeah,
so I feel like he's kind of like putting his tail between his legs, and he's like, "Hey, we got to start over here. Hi, mom."
Yeah.
But we still got to see him though, right?
The door. Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
will. The door opens and she just hauls up and smacks him across the face, and then grabs him and gives him a big hug.
Yeah,
So
I didn't
there's
know he was
definitely
Mexican.
A story there.
No, I was just gonna say I didn't know
tell.
And then telling out the neighbor, I was like, I didn't know they were Italian. This is great.
They're everything. They're a whole mix of. Is it Italian, Margo? I thought it was Mexican. My bad.
I mean, hey,
she didn't throw her chancla at the neighbor.
Yeah,
I mean, she did yell at her, And
yeah,
she did.
I was waiting. I think if she did the hand gesture, then it's Italian. If she didn't, then it's the Mexican. Yeah.
Why don't you mind your own business?
Mind your own
hand out
business.
there. Yeah. And now that I've offended all of our Italian listeners, I apologize.
It's just me. It's just me.
I'm Italian. You're okay.
Oh, there we go. We're not offended.
You got to pass.
That was totally hilarious, man. I mean, just a slap. He's there, but that's what I thought when. Okay, like we can't be done with this guy's story. Like he's your typical asshole, right?
It kind of.
I hate when people play it so well too. Yeah. And he plays it well. Like the whole.
I don't know if he's. I don't know if he's like the typical ass. He was like overachieving, too eager that he got people killed.
Well, here's my thing. I'm the old guy now in the situation. He laid it out for you of they were someplace they weren't. They got in a fight. They got killed. Just leave it alone. Nope. Here comes the young. I know better than you. Went on this journey, and here we are now. Yeah. So do you think if he's let go from this, he's automatically going to go to ask to be like part of the Empire now? Is that the way it goes?
Yeah. Go ahead, Crystal.
I think he's gonna like have a kind of come to Jesus moment where, he sits back and he's like, well, these people are getting killed. Those people are getting killed. Is that the way I want to live my life? Is that what I want to be? My mom just smacked me when I'm walking in the house. Like, I don't want to disappoint her either. Like, where am I going to go?
He got people killed.
Yeah.
Going trying to investigate the 2 people. I mean, that's
saying that
he went. What did he say? It was 5?
Yeah, he might be still searching for his purpose, and maybe he runs into the opposition that he's been fighting and realizes he was on the wrong side. Or like Chris was saying, like maybe he tries to take matters in his own hand to redeem his name.
Yes. No, I think there's going to be a point where we have the rebellion and the Empire going on right now, right? Maybe there's some other like weird underground faction of bad people, right? Because he won't get into the Empire.
Okay.
He doesn't want to go to the rebellion. He wants order, right? That's how I see him. Right. He wants order and rule. So maybe he's kind of like one of those anti-hero type things, and kind of put this. Now, you don't want to say that what's the opposite of a rebellion? It's the Empire, right? But it would be more of a
if you
fight
think of
against
Saw,
them.
Saw Gerrera is different than the Alliance, the Rebel Alliance, what they're fighting for.
Yeah, so like an extremist imperial type thing. Okay. Yes, there you go.
Wow.
So that would be kind of cool to see kind of this little side shoot. Not they're imperial, but not playing by the rules type of thing.
I'd like to see him come into a situation where he's put in the middle of something evil happening and something good happening, and he sacrifices himself to choose the good and kind of
No,
I would love that.
No redemption, Crystal. We don't want to redeem anybody.
Redemptions. I love redemptions. It's the best.
It's the best. That's why they do them. Damn it.
I'm telling you.
I always say no, but everybody wants them yes. Damn it.
Yes.
Well, it is the Star Wars way.
Joey, you think he's going to the rebellion?
Yep.
Really?
I see.
Is this the character?
His mom don't look too happy that he was a part of the. Maybe that's why she slapped him, because she's not happy with him being a part of the Empire.
The oppressors.
Oh, to begin with.
Yeah, and maybe that's why he looks like he's a man of honor, I guess, but. Like he's just trying to do the right thing because he's so into his title and his job, and he saw where that got him, and now he's just like, well, F it, I'm just gonna go against it.
His mom is intelligence for the Rebel Alliance in the nursing home.
With Cyril, he is kind of a complicated character. He seems to me like somebody who didn't come from money. He paid his way through. Like he went to the academy. To train, got out because he was smarter than the rest. He's not a grunt. He doesn't see action. He got into the officer program, and his first assignment, he got people killed. Like that was his first thing that he did. He tried and he failed at it. Now, I don't want this to be the end. I hope they kind of give us an ongoing path of this. Yeah.
Look at this.
Bond is Brittany, which is a great name, by the way. But anyway, Karn is a tough call now. Yeah. It's Cyril. It is still more likely Didra will interview him and recruit him to the Empire, becoming rebel, and only near the end.
See, I see her. I do see her defecting. I completely see her defecting.
I think she already is.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You think she already is?
I think she already is. Yeah.
Oh,
I do.
No,
it's the looks that she's giving.
Like she's callous right now. Like she's fooling that move.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't
really?
I
think
don't
so.
either. I think they did that in Obi-Wan with the second
Tala.
sister.
Reva.
Oh,
Yeah.
Reva and Tala. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this time I would like, especially if she became bitter and then just became more powerful because of her hatred.
Oh, so you think it's the complete opposite?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that would be a cool twist.
Like, F all these people I should be running this type thing and just drive her higher. I like that.
Well, Homeboy already called her out.
Yeah, she just becomes like a heartless killer. Like, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
See, and I took it the opposite because when he called her out saying you just want the recognition and everything, right? You're trying to jump in on that. I thought it was a ploy to get more info. To see what
we're talking
group
about
was this that
Grandi,
stole
right?
it. Oh, am I on the wrong one?
No, Grandi, you're right. You're right.
Oh, because we said Didra on the.
That's the same person. Same person.
Oh, okay.
First name, last name.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't write down her first name. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Hey, wait, we're all on a track, dude. You just derailed the whole thing, man.
I'll just stand in my
lost my
frozen camera.
Star Joe says she seemed a little too panicked that she needed to acquire the device that was lost. I mean,
it was just to pull her away. Okay, like just real fast. Let's talk about her and her story going through this thing because she did that because she's eager. Okay, so it was brought up in a dialogue. She's eager to prove herself because there's not a lot of women in the Empire, and what's the major basically said that.
Yes.
It's like, look, we're taking a chance because we need people, and you're the type of person we need, and you already have a disadvantage, obviously, and you need to kind of like step your game up, and this is the reason why we hired you.
Well, but he also said because you keep your nose. No. He said because you keep your nose clean and straight. And you're smart. He said you don't do shit like this and go above. That's what he was saying. He's all, we don't need you going rogue and going after extra things. We need you stay in the course. That's how I took it. That's why I'm picking you because you're a safe bet. Not the I'm going to strive to do the most I can possibly do, which she is, but you're the safe bet.
Yeah, and I think that's and that's why she went to and said, look, because the device was stolen under my sector, I have jurisdiction. And basically, and they were told, said, "Look, just let it go." Okay.
She doesn't want to lose her jurisdiction. That's exactly right. This is one of her cases already in her portfolio that she doesn't want to drop. So when he says that about trying to boost her portfolio, she's just trying not to lose it. That's one of her things that she's babying, and this thing is worth something, right? Yeah. It's worth quite a bit. So,
but when I saw that, I kind of got that feeling that maybe she's trying. She wants to go find it so bad because maybe it has to do with she has to do something with it. Like it was like she like really quickly wanted to go and hurry up and find this thing or solve it because maybe either it leads back to her that maybe she lost it or gave it to him.
Oh, you think maybe she's trying to because it was stolen under her, she's trying to be like, look, this can't be stolen not under my watch kind of deal.
Oh man, you know what? Okay, because we don't know how long she's been Imperial, right?
Right.
But she could possibly have a connection because we've made it clear that and he's a ladies' man, right? I think Andor's had many girls they've talked about. And
there's many Marians.
And he was Imperial. He was on Mimban. They mentioned that.
Oh yeah.
So what if she was there too and they have a connection and they connected and he left, but they had that's okay. I can see this kind of thing working out and that's how he got the DS9 or
and the device that we've got that's in question gives all the isn't it like all the security tags for all the fleet or something like that?
Where they are.
Yeah, where they are in the galaxy. I mean, that's some.
So
it's major, and it's major, and they're treating it like there's many things. Like
I could see why she would be panicking over it because I mean it was lost under her watch. It's not. I don't think it's necessarily what Joey's getting at. I mean, possible, but seriously, I think she's just panicking that something that important was lost under her watch and nobody else is taking it seriously, but she
is okay. So she even brought it up to him, the major dude. I forgot his last name, but the head honcho in that room.
Portegas.
Thank you.
Portegas, right?
Portegas
Yeah,
is his name. I didn't even
yeah.
catch that during the show. Portegas.
Portegas.
Yeah.
She
I need a
also
cheat sheet.
mentioned, like they said, he's like, why are you? It's like, why are you so concerned? She goes, because I'm seeing this is not the first one. This is one of 3. I think she mentioned 3 heists or things being stolen, and there's a pattern. She suspects a cell, a terrorist cell, or a or something going on that is an organized effort to demise undertake the empire. And they're kind of like, you're looking. I'm not going to go on gut feeling. And she's like, it's more than a gut feeling. I've got a paper trail here, and nobody's listening to
and
her.
he's like, come back with it. Then you got to prove it. Don't just because
because
it still is pretty anecdotal.
And that's why I think
right
she's going to be the major at the end of this thing. She's going to take over that guy's job.
I think you're right. I think I like the path of I'm rising up and going to take shit on.
Because again, they're all kind of like, business as usual, bureaucratic, this and that. And she's like, look, I'm seeing it's always that person that's in the corner going, like, raising her hand, like, dude, this is, they're going to strike again. And everybody's just drinking, and doing their thing. And then they strike again. And she becomes the hero of the empire. Because I don't, like Star Joe's is saying that he's putting his money down on her, that she's already working for the rebellion. Absolutely. I mean, me personally, I don't think so. I think she's staunch Imperial. She's too afraid to go against the grain, and I think I think this is a very important role for her, rather than a spy mission for her. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
No, she could be a definite supervillain. If she clicks that switch that she looks like she has, to where she's like, I don't care.
Yeah,
she can be a pretty strong character.
And also, I'm already buying into her because the acting is superb. I'm already buying into her look, her demeanor, her mannerisms, and the way she's talking, the way she's conducting herself. I'm like, I'm applauding this Imperial lady, man. I'm like, this is great.
It's easily the best acted Star Wars show we've had.
100%.
It's cinematic in scope. It's cinematic in skill. It's in look. Everything is very. It could be on a movie type thing. So including the acting.
Yeah. Fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah. So
I think we need to start talking about Rail, because that dude is impressive.
Rail is
Lutheran
Rail.
Luthen.
Yeah.
Luthen Rail is when he yelled. Okay, he yelled at somebody in this episode, and I was taken back. I was like, oh, I listened. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
Right.
But yeah, we got basically his role in this. We got his role. He is I guess an undercover and antique dealer on the surface, but a recruitment tool for the resistance. Or not the rebellion.
I get the feeling that he's not just a recruitment officer for the rebellion.
He's in the inner
here.
circle. Yeah.
He's in the inner circle. I think he's funding a great deal of it too.
That's where I was good. Yeah, he's bigger than recruiting, dude. He's one of the major players. When Mon Mothma's talking about bringing somebody else in later, she's consulting him on this. It's a talk. It's not like they're at least equal footing.
Yeah.
You're right. He did mention the circle. He mentioned the inner circle, or not inner circle, but he mentioned like there's a set amount of people that are doing this. But obviously he's taken government funds to fund this. Also, they're stealing from the Empire to fund the rebellion.
Yeah,
I don't think him personally.
Let's unpack this conversation here real fast, just because there's really cool, because you know what, he's an antique dealer, right? And just go figures, he's going to have all sorts of references for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so the scene before, they were talking about, and what I like is we had not this one, even though the very first one you showed in the ship. So we're talking the Fondor Hallcraft, right? Fondor is he's going to come up to different things and places. I like when it's planets that aren't the ones we're always used to, right? Yes. But you still get a throwback to something like Battlefront 2 here, where Fondor is one of those shipyards, right? That you get
like
called
Kawat
to.
shipyards.
Yeah, I think it's third or fourth in the galaxy size-wise. the Executor was built here, that kind of thing, and just a cool call out here where this Hallcraft, which is obviously he's got the money to screw around with and upgrade like the Falcon is upgraded, right?
Right.
Because he hit something in here, and Andor is like, I've been in a Fondor Hallcraft. It doesn't do that. What did you do? So I just want to say it was really cool to get a name drop of another planet we've dealt with before, and then more name drop in here. He's all, who are you with? Alliance, SEP, which I think is neat.
Separatist?
Right? Yeah. That's a really, really cool that kind of still exists, and it makes sense that it still exists.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Guerrilla or Partisan Front. Really cool. And matter of fact, they even mentioned Ryloth in the ISB meeting, which would be more like the guerrilla side, I would think, right? So really cool that we're going to get all these. And the thing that the cool part is when he says all this, you hear, isn't it all the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the guy running it. Right? Aren't we all the
exactly.
same? So it's probably a little bit of combination. When we get to a point where there's a council of rebels, you're going to see they are the alliance of the separatists, the guerrilla, the partisans, and everything else. And that's what's going to be
The alliance
cool.
is like the umbrella of all this stuff. So when they say the rebel alliance, it's all of them.
Yeah.
It's just like we saw in Rogue One, that meeting when they were going to vote to go to war or not on Scarif. That was the alliance, right? That was all these groups and all these planets, and
which they were building up to in Rebels. Because all the rebels were in different cells, and I remember that one comment from Ezra, we're a cell now, and what's a cell?
Right.
And then towards the end, they joined the rebel. All the cells started coalescing into the alliance. So, I mean, it's definitely all blending in together. Now, I did have a question real quick. There is one scene, this scene right here, where is it that Andor is looking out the window and seeing that a Fondor Hallcraft doesn't go to light speed? It almost looked like he had never actually been to light speed before. Just the look on his face, the look in his eye whenever he was looking out the window. He's like, what is this?
Because he asked what's powering this ship.
He had been on the light speed because we've seen it, right?
Did we see him go to light speed?
As a kid.
I know you took off in a ship, and it was like, and it had the sun in his eyes, kind of thing. But but he asked right here. He says, "What's powering the ship?" I've never seen the ship do that. So
I just thought it was just how fast it happened. He told the ship to, maybe you're right. Maybe he hasn't.
Yeah.
But they said he was a pilot and everything. But Luke was a pilot and didn't ever go to light speed, I suppose.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the way he talked to the ship, told the ship to navigate.
Yeah, maybe.
Boom. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was a matter of seconds. There was no precise calculations going on like Han talks about. That was in seconds.
Yeah, so maybe that's what he was referring to.
Yeah,
the droid, the actual droid that is operating the ship.
Yeah, which was cool because it called him out when he was looking at even thinking about taking the ship. Can I help you?
Can I help you? I love it. Oh man.
So one of the things that I really enjoyed in this episode was whenever Luthen decided to get into character be the antiquities dealer.
Oh yeah,
we're not quite there yet.
Oh, I know. We're talking Luthen here.
Okay.
And this scene, it got me, man. The way he put on the wig and the way he put on the robes and all the jewelry, and you see him kind of talking to himself and moving his hands around like he's got to put on that smile and pretend. And I work in a theater, man. I've seen so many actors do stuff like this that I was just like, this is really good.
He came completely into character on that. It was great.
He did. It was really cool.
Surprising. Like this, because remember, Chris, we saw this like that in the trailer with his hair long. We're like, oh, it's got to be a time jump, and then we got, oh, it's a disguise. Oh, all right, okay. Well, I mean, but
what kind of bullshit wig, really? I mean, come on, suspension of disbelief, right?
Yeah, right.
We watched him putting it on. Then you turn around the next scene, and it looks like it's part of his head.
Yeah,
he didn't just do that right there.
Hey, these are wigs from a galaxy far, far away. Who knows? Okay?
It's a pretty good wig. Now, before this though, we had that one last reference, the ricotta and the blue crystal, which I think was cool. And I was actually, Scott, I was going to lean on you for this because I think you're probably more of a expert on the ricotta than I would be. Do you want to jump into ricotta?
Nope. That's all you.
So I can take this.
Okay, go for it.
Well, I was gonna say the ricotta was the ancient civilization that I guess I think they first discovered hyper travel.
Yeah.
But also had their technology. They're known for their technology and basically thrusted the Star Wars galaxy as we know it. So and
eventually destroyed because they were consumed by the dark side.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's all Old Republic stuff, and it goes back, and ancient Rakata weapons. Yeah, that's the reason why we discovered Kyber. Yeah, it's when I heard him name drop that, I was just like, I kind of got excited, and then I was like, okay, just like breathe, because the only thing I want is Old Republic stuff into the Star Wars canon. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the first time Rakata is brought into canon?
No, it's been in canon. It's been mentioned a couple different times.
Okay,
but it hasn't been in live action yet. It's only been in books and comics.
Okay, so the Rakata and the tech, it's all canon. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, good. It's just more little micro pieces. Again, we'll get that when we see Luthen's office too. More little micro pieces in this bigger picture, and it's all there, man.
Yep,
awesome.
and I love it because this guy feels like he would be like a Lore Centeca type. Collecting, or even once we see his collection, you don't realize how much I just Dryden Voss from Solo, right? It's kind of like the same type of thing, and
100%.
We lost a little bit not getting into Dryden's collection more because I think he has a cool bunch of shit too. I mean,
but this guy's collection just overshadows.
I had a blast. I had a blast with this room, and last night when I watched them, all I can't wait for is to start doing screen grabs of this room and just trying to figure shit out, and it didn't disappoint at all, at all.
No, it was great. And then the one more reference between Andor was the Mimban reference that he fought in Mimban when he was 16 years old, and I think we did the math, and that puts us right around where Han was on Mimban.
He's 26 at the Battle of Yavin, right when he dies at he's 26.
Yeah.
That puts it 10 years before.
So he's
20, So he's 16, right?
16 on Mimban.
Han on Mimban was 10 years before Battle of Yavin.
Yeah,
So there is no reason in that 6 months that he was there and however long Han was there that he would not have made Han a sandwich at some point.
Yeah. So because Luthen said, he goes, I know that you were on there, but you were a cook for 6 months and then you ran. Like he said, I was there for 2 years. He said, you were a cook for 6 months. Yeah, he totally lied to him. But we did get a little bit more background. They took him from prison and then put him in a Mud Trooper's uniform and put him on the front lines, or put him in Mimban as to serve the Empire. From a prisoner. So it was a work release program that the Empire had, or like I said, conscripts, because Mimban was a bloody campaign for the Empire where they lost so many people and everything because Mimban was rich in resources. So it was a necessary planet to take over. Yeah. And so it makes sense, right? So he wasn't fighting for the Empire by choice. He was, there, and again, and then Luthen said, you were a cook. So wouldn't that be awesome if there was a flashback and you see Alan Emmerich wink at him as he's giving him his food?
Something cool, something ridiculous, and you're like, that's pretty cool. But I mean, we won't know. That's super fan service. We'll never get it, but it would be funny.
I know.
It would be awesome.
Or even in a comic, we can see that in a comic for sure. But I do think it's funny that I've mentioned it before, and it still is. They put him in Mimban. This guy is Han. If Han was different, he's like the Dash Rendar for canon. Right.
He's the rated R Han Solo.
He's not not Han. That's all.
Yeah.
Don't insult Andor like that.
I would love the reference if we were to get say it's on down the line. He's there, right? And they said we need to smuggle something. He says, I have a friend in a Wookiee who can get it done. That would be the perfect tie-in because then, when did they meet and how we just did the math.
Right.
That's like all you need, right? Is just that little one.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah. Simple shit makes me happy.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll try somebody else.
We've been at this for 50 minutes already, and we haven't even gotten to the planet Aldhani yet.
The title of the episode, by the way.
Yeah. Aldhani's not exciting me. There's not enough alien stuff going on here.
There's nothing.
Not yet.
It's actually really okay. So what this episode and what the series is setting up is like, again, a heist.
Yeah.
And some, like I said, the powder keg has been set in place. They have a plan. He met up. Basically, he's a mercenary for hire at this point, and I feel that this is going to really give him that courage to pursue the rebels further. I think this is going to be, there was the thing. I'm sitting there going, okay, who's going to die? Who's going to betray? And these 7 people that he made, this little, this group that's supposed to pull off this heist. Who's going to die? Who's going to betray him? You know what I mean? I know there's going to be that tropes in here. It's just too perfect to not be, right? I mean, what was really cool is that they're planning on taking over this the payroll for the entire Imperial sector is
For the
here.
quarter.
It's like Fort Knox of the Imperial sector over here. So they're gonna stealing because they need this. And Luthen was adamant, telling her, yes, thank you, Val, right? Telling her this has to work. It has to work. And then when we go into the Mon Mothma dialogue, kind of explains what they're kind of like in trouble with finances, So they're doing this to fund the cause. They need this.
So my question is Aldhani the planet where they are pulling the heist off, or are they trying to get something on Aldhani so they can go pull the heist off elsewhere?
I believe it's
like
all
a
here.
Really, really weird place to keep the finances for the Empire.
Well, I believe it's all here because of that little not to scale map, they had, and they were talking about the history of this planet being this meteor shower, and the locals get, and they worship this kind of like every 3-year ceremony. And the guy says, I've been here for 7 years. I've seen it twice. So it's happening again.
So it's just a nice mountain planet as opposed to like Scarif, which was a beach planet with a bunch of info. This is a bunch of money.
And we're way off the beaten path too, by the way.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. They made a point to say like, why so far away? Why are we so outskirt? And they're disguising themselves as like herders and farmers at this point.
4-horned sheep herders.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a cool group though, man. Like I dig it. I think the kid, the young one that built the scale, I think he's gonna die.
Oh, first one to go.
Look, they remind me of the Matrix One, like the Matrix One, the crew that was there. Right?
Mouse. That's
Mouse is right there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Now this crew is really cool. I think they have a good vibe together. They all kind of, want the same thing. They're all skeptical of this guy, but I think they're gonna come to like take him in as one of their own and sacrifice themselves for him.
Yeah, this is Andor's proving point too. Yeah.
Talk about skeptical though. This guy, the actual lieutenant in the Imperial Army here, who's the inside man. I was almost ready for him to pull a blaster out on Andor. It seemed like it was happening.
Yeah, he's not having it. He's not thrilled with this. The plan is the plan, right? They're bringing him last second.
3 days in.
Which was interesting that she never mentions Luthen, right? Like she doesn't want them to know Luthen is involved whatsoever, which is weird.
I don't think they know Luthen's involved.
No, they don't.
That's what I'm saying. It's really weird. We were talking about his what his role is. It's odd that they wouldn't know, and she can't have them know that he's involved.
Why do you think they're keeping that a secret?
I don't know if they have past or something.
I would
that's gangster stuff.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, exactly. I would it's gangster stuff. I would speculate there's 7 of them, so that means there's 7 chances they can exploit the hierarchy going up. If it's just her, then it's just her. The buck stops there, kind of deal. And like Ernie said, like the criminal. I mean, if the Alliance is thinking like the criminal enterprise and aspects of it, then you don't let everybody know who's in charge. You kind of hire and.
But you don't think that some of the members will turn on them because
I think that's somebody's going to turn on them. Somebody here is not trustworthy. It's either going to sound the alarm on accident. It's like the heist isn't going to go smooth. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think we've ever seen something like that. And if it does, it'll shock me. It's just too easy. But
I don't know if it'll be somebody turning on him or if it'll just be, I'm thinking the young guy. I think he's just going to get overwhelmed and he's just going to, give up the ghost, something like that. Because all of these guys seem to be, all these guys really seem to be in on it. They all really seem to be gung-ho and ready to go.
They're in on it 100%. And it's great to see this. Yeah, they're great to see this thing like in 3 days because of the ceremony that they're going to use as a distraction.
Well, it's a crazy mission, like they said. It's the whole.
It's an all or nothing thing.
Correct. We're going with that one. You have to be crazy in order to do it, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, and if they don't succeed, I mean, it's all gone. Okay, so this was good too. The planet and the garrison that's there. Facebook user. Who's that Facebook user, Scott?
Let me see. Okay. So that is Scott Winters.
Okay, cool. So he thinks it's because it's so embedded as a spy. No, not that comment. It was one that was mentioning the planet.
That's a good. That's probably
Sorry,
the point.
Scott. Your comment was still cool though.
Yeah, exactly.
It was, but Marco's over here. Not that.
Yeah,
one.
no, it was. Yeah. No, it is. Okay,
Marco's stomping on feelings.
There goes another Patreon member.
I'm sorry, yeah,
God.
because he's a great point. It's because again, Val, which is I think Mando Mike said it too, is they're using that name twice now, which is great. I don't mind that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel I get that and the spy thing and the not telling anybody. I just feel it's personal with this group. I just feel like that's it.
Yeah,
it's been your idea. It's been your idea from the start. You know, that kind of thing. I just feel like I feel like they knew that Luthen was involved and they know who Luthen is. That it's a problem. And I don't even think his name is Luthen. I think we'll find out it's something else later.
You can't give it up. It's like the Kingpin type of thing. Everybody knows the big guy, but you don't know who the big guy is. There's always somebody to answer to because you have to, no matter if you get taken out. If these 7 get caught, she was the boss. That's all they know. And then
she probably has
stops there.
Right down on the cyanide capsule. You know what I mean?
If you were to see Luthen with all his artifacts and his hand twirls and everything like that, this is the leader of this whole thing. So you have to play it really
yes.
to the T. So the more or less anybody knows, like that, he's not
smart.
Andor, he's Clem.
He's Clem. This whole thing. It's a smart.
What
way
is that?
Yeah, it's smart to have
all
one
ties are
contact.
cut.
True.
Yeah, one
Well,
contact.
they got all paranoid because Mon Mothma had a different driver. She had a new driver.
Yep.
So
There you go.
Super paranoid.
Right. Who's that? Yeah. Everybody's a spy now, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's different every day. When they get food, it's different. Oh, we'll go to that spot in a minute. But
Do we want to start going down the pathway of Mon Mothma?
Yeah, like I said, this is setting up the next episode. So, but we do want to talk about this and Luthen's office and Mon Mothma, which is superb here.
Who knew she had a husband? Oh,
yeah.
And we'll get to that guy in a minute.
Yeah, this is great, man. Because again, we know as audience members these two what their involvements are, and because he's got a new driver, they have to play it up, and she's there to buy a gift for her husband for a party that they're throwing, and so they do this little song and dance acting until they get into like the meat and potatoes. Before we get into his office, the meat and potatoes was one very, very important point, is that he was telling her like, look, we need money, and she says it's getting harder to pull funds from the government. There's spies everywhere. They're got, I even have a new driver, and he's like, everything depends on this. I've got people to feed, and I don't need.
Yeah, see, that's why he's not funding it. He's funding it indirectly from her. So he's funneling the money. He's not the bankroll here. The friend. That's what I'm saying. The friend, is it a behind the scenes person, or is it like is Bale not involved yet and Bale's about to be involved?
Well,
Bale's
I think
be
it could
involved.
be
I thought so too since the very beginning.
Yeah.
Bale,
the person
Bale
that she wants to bring in.
Bale watched clone troopers gun down younglings and is in the know that Palpatine is a Sith Lord. I mean, he knows everything. He's probably the most knowledgeable person about what's really going on in the galaxy.
He's talking to Mon, and Mon's talking to Luthen, and they have this inner circle, and now she wants to bring him in this circle. Now, I thought of Bale.
Who she wants to bring in the circle?
Bale.
That's what I'm saying. I see it. Everybody else in. That's what we're saying.
No, I don't think he's in her yet. I don't think he's.
I think he's total. I think he is the circle. I think he's in the center of it.
I don't. I think he's coming into it.
Because think about Kenobi. In Kenobi, wasn't he already kind of mentioning that they was part? I swear the conversation came up about other things, and
I don't know. I don't recall. I just watched Kenobi again. I don't recall him just having any hints of something that he's elusively involved in.
But it was in Leia, Princess of Alderaan, and that was she was younger then, and that was before this.
Yeah, if we go to the cut scene of Episode 3, that little inner circle, then he's already directly.
Oh no, not calling that, but I'm canon book Leia, Princess of Alderaan. It's talked about in there. He's part of it there.
Okay,
so it's
So my overall theory would be Ahsoka.
But for money,
no, not the money part of it. The money part was
the person to bring in,
her stealing and giving it, and that was her thing. The person that she wants to bring in on this thing, I again, my theory, I had this thing Ahsoka, because and it kind of put a couple things in my head, was those tablets that are at the end there that Chris pointed out, were the father, son, and the daughter, which is the world between referenced the World Between Worlds because of the painting that switched into the Rebel Alliance when the World Between Worlds came.
This is legitimately the instruction tablet on how to set up the World Between Worlds.
Yeah,
how to move the hands.
And which we kind of speculate is a part of Ahsoka. Again, I'm just kind of like Easter egging this.
You got to step back a second and let the people know what we're looking at here, guys. We just showed, this is a picture inside the antiquities in the back wall there. And if you've watched on Hot Topic, we talked about, and on this show we've talked about a lot, World Between Worlds and how you move the hands. Well, in Rebels, there's also this wall where you move the hands, but also a tablet with the instructions on how to move them. This looks like the same exact type tablet. Now,
straight from Lothal.
Right. Now, this is years before that part in Rebels. No, it's about the same time frame, almost like a couple of years, like 2 years maybe before that, right? So, oh no, 3 years. But so it's probably not the same one, but showing that there's other ways to get into the World Between Worlds, which we know
because there were different portals in the World Between Worlds to get there. So yes.
Yep.
Interesting.
And again, and I was like, okay, so my head went to the person who she's talking to would be like either Bail, and like you see, if you guys are saying that he's already in that circle, okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking maybe, well, maybe there is an Ahsoka reference here too, because where is she? What is she doing?
Early. It's too early for that yet. I mean, for this reference.
I don't think it's not gonna. Yeah, maybe.
I think I said it a couple weeks ago. I think this could be the foundation of Fulcrum. He could be the first Fulcrum, that leads to Ahsoka coming in.
I see that more likely that he's the first Fulcrum. Yeah.
Okay, so if Bail's already in it, do you guys think it's a brand new character that we might be introduced to in this alliance circle? Like who do we know that hasn't been introduced, or somebody brand new? Maybe brand new.
Admiral freaking Akbar. I don't know.
Oh,
maybe.
No, that makes sense.
Baru.
That makes sense.
Akbar would be awesome.
Yeah, let's pull that thing off real fast if we can see our faces for a minute. We get stuck on a picture too long. I can't see you guys in it.
Action.
Especially when we're not talking about Akbar. Akbar is totally the way to go. I think that's genius. Who said that?
Yeah,
me.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I said that.
Hey now.
So well done, Mooch. And I think
Thank you.
Akbar is perfectly. Yeah, that's it. Done.
Yeah, that would be awesome, dude. Like that's a great way to bring him into this.
And that makes all the fanboys about the sequels that get mad about him not getting his moment. If we can bring him in now, younger and part of this, and he should be, nailed it.
Yeah.
Or even Radis,
Miss Sunflower said Radis.
Donna, Radis,
Donna. Yeah, there you go.
Donna would be good too.
I think Akbar would be the biggest boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Akbar would be phenomenal.
Especially after he was handled in The Last Jedi. People have been kind of clamoring for some Akbar.
That's it.
Well, so going with Aunt Beru. She hides Gats at home. She's a gangster.
What was that, Crystal?
Okay, so I'm still haven't watched Rebels yet. But
what about? God.
Wait! I've got it. I've got it right here. Shame.
It's working on it. What about all the other Jedis from Rebels, like the Ezra and the Kanan and all of those guys? Like, what are they doing right now?
Ezra's too young, but Kanan is active within the rebellion, so that we have a total shot. Not with the rebellion.
They're not with the rebellion, no.
But Hera is actually active in like rebellion cell type stuff, and Kanan is tagging along at this point. At this point we would be together.
I mean, at this point of the storyline, we have most of the Jedis that we know are still alive and well. We have Yoda fighting on Kizak. Is that Kashyyyk?
No, Yoda's in Dagobah right now. He's in hiding.
Oh, he's in Dagobah.
At this point, yeah.
Okay. So I'm just thinking, like, maybe what are the chances they tie in some of those main characters into this?
Yeah, and that's why I said Ahsoka, like, to me would be like, if there's any Jedi influence in this series, it would be Ahsoka, I thought.
I'm to the point right now, though, I don't want any Jedi involvement. right?
No.
This, and I think because it does. We're getting to the point where we have too many Jedi. I kind of talked about that a little bit too. Where we're like Ahsoka is going to be in here, Kanan, Luke is going to exist in the world soon. You know, it's a lot of Force users that we didn't know about in A New Hope, which makes it so fine. But all of a sudden, they're all going to culminate together, hit up together soon.
Yeah.
So I just think this early, that might happen later on in Ahsoka when they're trying to rebuild. I think they start seeing people like Cal and people that are Ezra, stuff like that. But I think, God, right now it would drive me nuts. And would Freddie Prinze Jr. be Kanan?
That would be awesome. But I don't know. They seem to be straying away from a lot of the voice actors. Yeah.
And
you guys mentioned. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think let the Jedi part go for this one.
I agree.
I hope.
And so don't laugh, but Jar Jar was another speculation I heard on the internet.
Oh, that's cool.
That'd be cool. That'd be like that whole Akbar bringing Akbar or Jar Jar bringing in the inner circle. I don't think they would bring Jar Jar in any kind of role, but it was funny that Joey said that, because I was like, don't laugh, because people are speculating a Jar Jar getting into the alliance.
He can't be. He's the Sith behind all this.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's not even that. The character himself is so untrustworthy with information that
he gave Palpatine all the power.
He'd be like, hey, I got this secret alliance mission I'm going to, or meeting I'm going to.
You could bring him in as a cameo, though, a full CGI Jar Jar.
I wouldn't mind it.
No.
I really would. He's obviously still in the Senate.
You'd hate it, but just then reuse the line. He turns and looks at Mon Mothma and says, "You think we gonna die?"
No. No, I didn't subscribe to Disney Plus.
So eventually, Mon Mothma, she calls out the Emperor and gets a bounty put on her head, and she has to flee. Eventually, that'll happen. Right. That's known. It's going to be discovered in this is like my thought process going through and watching this was like A New Hope, when Tarkin comes in and says the Emperor has disbanded the Senate, no longer be a concern of us, right? And they're like, well, how would they? And I'm thinking like it'll be such a great catalyst of like the Emperor dissolving the Senate, because there's too many
senators.
Rogue senators, and they're going to find out this faction that broke off. And that's why they put a bounty on everything. And it's going to make A New Hope just in that scene. Remember we talked about, it was like kind of a fleeting mention, that scene, like what the Emperor just dissolved the Senate. And I think this is a long time ago. I said, I think the Emperor has a lot of influence in this show, and we're going to see some of this stuff going on. And I want to say maybe in season 2, it's going to come about. Like if we can't keep this in control, then I'll just get rid of it. You know what I mean? And, then we see that happening in A New Hope. So a lot of things that happen. Again, that's why I say this series is so Star Wars, it's not even funny.
I feel like now you said I've never ever thought about the Empire dissolving the Senate right after the Rogue One bit. And I feel like that Battle of Scarif is what drove him to say, you know what, screw all of you, we're done.
Yes.
I'm in charge. That's the
had
driver.
to have been it.
Yeah.
Because if you think about all of the people that were on Yavin 4, and a lot of them look like senators. It really did look like, so...
And now they have a functioning Death Star. Now the Emperor knows the Death Star's functioning. We got this weapon. Now is the time, because the Senate can't be trusted. We cannot run this like a government. Now this is a dictatorship, and now this is going to happen. And so it just all falls in line, right? It's all...
Yeah.
You've got the big weapon. No longer need for the set because of the problems.
Everybody keeps saying that Indiana Jones is going to be the one brought in, and Bondage Brittany brings up Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Last Kyber Crystal Jedi Temple of Doom.
That's awesome.
Say, hey, hold on. Can you please go to the picture, Scott?
Which one would that be?
You know the one.
Come on, the one.
You know the one.
Here we go.
Right here, Indiana Jones. Right there. That's the whip. In carbonite, he's already here. There you go. So
look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah, actually, let's look at some of the other artifacts that are there in Luthen's establishment, like the suit of armor here.
Oh my God, dude!
Yeah,
seriously, Starkiller's armor.
That's awesome, right?
It's 100% Starkiller's helmet for sure.
Yeah. And
what do they call it? A Sith? I lost it. My train of thought. But it's a Sith armor for sure. So that's a pretty badass nod to that.
Yeah,
just killer.
Absolutely. And then we've got some Beskar armor going on right there. And that looks like a Kalikori back there, like a Rylothian Kalikori.
It sure is, but different than the ones we've seen, right?
Yeah.
Like,
right. It's not all wooden. This is like metal and like and that's the second Ryloth reference we get in this episode.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. So
and
I think we're going there. I think we're going to Ryloth.
Now I seen some of the. I didn't put them in here, but some of these crown. Oh, go ahead, right here.
Well, here it looks like we've got some seriously oversized holocrons back there in the back wall.
The one in Dryden Voss's office with the Sith holocron was huge too.
Yeah, it's like the bigger ones are like graphic novels, right? You have comics and graphic novels. It holds more information.
Right.
So this is just collected works.
Right.
That's
the expanded version.
That's just a Mon Mothma being paranoid.
But some of the other stuff in there that I didn't get a picture of is some of the crowns and stuff. As I thought about it, kind of, and I needed to look at it, is from Clone Wars, the Jar Jar Mace Windu episode with that race, like they had the long crown, the neck pieces that love Jar Jar. Some of the crowns are reminiscent of that. I should have took a picture of that too. But
so what is this? Because I know that Mon Mothma gets it for her husband.
Right.
As a gift.
It looks like
almost looks like. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Part of that statue or the part of the wall. Go ahead.
The tablet.
The tablet.
Like the father, huh?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
To me, that looks like the father as well, too.
Yeah, it does.
I can't remember the full picture, but I know that the reference that people were showing were the painting, but there was the tablet where these are from with that hand in like that. So,
all right.
I can't remember. That does look like the father, though, there in the middle.
Right. I'm sure there is William Scott. They're in the back. The special backpacks are in the back.
He takes you in the back room.
Yep. I know you guys saw the whip in the carbonite. Can you go back one though? Are those the stones from Temple of Doom on to the right of the
Sith
holocron?
Okay, hang on.
I was hoping that too. I don't know.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah. It kind of looks like. Yeah, it kind of looks like the Shankara stones.
Yes.
Back there on the right next to the holocron.
We're gonna say yes. That's him. That's him.
All right.
Like
and what William Scott Crawford was talking about for all of those who are currently the 29 people currently watching live, if you drop the number 1000, the number 1000 in our chat, we are giving away a backpack full of cool crap. And the backpack is a Sarlacc Digest backpack. So just drop that number. There's only 5 people currently signed up for this last drawing.
Yeah,
so
when we close out this show right in about a couple minutes, we're going to do a drawing for that. So get those entries, keyword 1000.
And the Commander Academy dropped another 1,000. You only get one entry, Brandon. Stop trying to cheat.
That's right. I want to make sure they were.
Exactly. Well, I mean, look, like I said, we're going over because there's so much to unpack in this episode. And when people do say it's a slow burn, I'm like, yeah, it is, and it's awesome.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. It's like, give it to me, dude.
You don't always get to enjoy the ride. I'm enjoying this ride.
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
I told you, I when it ended and the credits came up and it was like, okay, we're saving the heist for next week, whatever. And I got up and I was like, I'm good. Like, I am satisfied. I got so much. I have to watch it again because there's so much I missed. I can't wait to talk about this. And I'm sure there's all kinds of Easter eggs thrown in there. Because when they throw in Mimban and they're throwing in Rakata and then Mon Mothma's her thing and her husband, which is gonna get her in trouble, by the way. And that whole talk about the dinner that the husband's throwing.
Let's shift there.
Yeah, real fast. Let's close with that and say that dinner that the husband is throwing with senators that she's at odds with. I'm in my mind kind of went with Masamita. It kind of went with like some close.
They said Sly Moore.
Yeah,
she broke off Sly Moore, and I was going to try and dissect this whole list right here, and I'll try to do it tonight or tomorrow. Yeah. But Sly Moore, that's the bald-headed, really white female from episode 3.
Leave us. Yeah,
that he leave us exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So. Oh, dude, that's so cool. It's just such like it's.
Do you guys think that her husband knows her role?
I think he's
this
just playing. I don't. Well, no. I don't think he knows at all that she's a part of this.
He would turn her ass in a heartbeat.
Well, no, the only reason
will.
I'm thinking because of what he says is because like we have to invite these people to keep up the front, even though she hates them. I guess because my selling point to that was when I saw it and watched it again was remember when he said, "What did you bring me? The gift?" And then she says, "Yeah, but I have to return it."
Yeah.
Like he knew, right? Like, oh, boo. Like, well,
so you're saying that they're in on it and he's putting on the and like keep your enemies closer kind of deal. Like you have to have these kind of dinners and you have to
correct. To me, I feel like he knows.
No,
he knows.
I don't think so.
I think he's riding on her coattails, trying to get in good with someone.
Yeah,
and just using that. So
and
this is his dinner that he's throwing.
Yeah, I mean, the way he acted towards her, he kind of didn't care what she thought or how she felt about these things. So I think he's using her as a way to kind of get in good with these people so that he can advance himself.
See, he's at least he's at least a governor, right? Yeah. As well. Yeah. So, and that's why you say I have to talk to these people. See, I don't think that he knows, and I do think that he likes these people. I think he took that. I haven't seen these friends in a while, and she even says in that thing, these friends, these friends of yours, are don't like me. And it's not a matter of her being in the rebellion. It's a matter of her speaking out against the Empire. Right, because they in Senate, in chamber, her and Bale and everybody speak against the Empire a lot and against their policies and things like that. So that's what she's talking about. I don't think he knows. I think if he knew, he would absolutely turn her in.
For sure.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy. Even more like you feel so isolated for her, right? Like she's so alone in this kind of thing, because we know her inevitable path. We know what she does and she goes on. So it's got to come to a head. And I think for her to leave, he's got to betray her. He's going to turn her in and or go after, like, what did you do when you talk about the Emperor like that? Because you outspokenly blame the Emperor for all this stuff going on, and he's going to turn on her. And then it's going to be a big thing. It's going to be a big drama.
That's where the bounty comes from. It's going to be from her husband.
Oh,
that's what's going to happen.
Wow!
Oh,
Yeah. I totally see it because he's a politician.
Would be awesome.
Yeah, totally. This is his chance, and that look at that picture we had right there was straight douchebag, bitch face.
I'm gonna pull it up again because I want to punch him in the nose every time. That's just
You're
awful.
So boring.
Yeah,
and he, honest to God, didn't care. She was talking politics, not rebellion. She was talking about the shipping lanes and all this stuff, and people are going to starve.
People are going to starve, right? Yeah.
And he's like, this is the face he's given. You know, he's
he
total,
don't care.
Yeah, he at all, dude.
And this is the complacency about like the whole aspect of Star Wars.
It makes you wonder if on Chandrilla they have arranged marriages, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
it makes you
almost like that because Star Joe said it's a loveless marriage. It seems like it's a very
Mon Mothma doesn't seem the type to even have to go for a husband. To be honest with you, she don't need no man. Type of thing.
She was there to get a gift because of tradition. It was not like it was out of this like I'm gonna do this for my husband. Chandrilla tradition. So and she's very good at keeping it front.
Because he swings a large lightsaber.
Something to the effect was said. Like honestly, like I know he's joking, but something in the sentence was said to that. She said, "All you're here for is I have to."
Well, if you think about her cover and playing that like to get nobody to look her direction, then she has to keep up all kinds of stuff. Even
I remember the statement because it was surprising. It's thrown in there right before the argument, and it's something to that effect of I just have to please you, and that's it. And then they went on arguing.
Her apartment was very High Republic feeling too. The golden
Game of
white.
Thrones stuff going on. I like it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't that's her nephew.
That's her.
It was crazy to see it. It was crazy to see it that way. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. He looks like an older Balki Bartakamus.
Oh,
he does.
He does.
When she said you're inviting everybody, of course I am. Yeah. Like that was the look he gave.
Well, of course we know we went over our time limit, but you know what? It was so fun because again, there's so much to unpack, and there's still so much to unpack. Going forward, right? Like we
could have went for another hour.
Yeah, and guys, I cannot be happier so far of what we've gotten, and we haven't gotten into like the meat of Andor yet. We haven't even gotten to a lot of stuff that's in the trailers and what we've seen, and especially what's going to happen in season 2. Dude, I'm so in on this ride. It's not even funny, and I'm so happy about it too. The look, the acting, everything is making me very, very excited to continue this. So, unless you guys have anything closing for this episode, we should just kind of close it up and move it down to getting out of here. What do you
Let's
think?
do the raffle, right? We got to.
Yeah. Look, that's what I'm saying. If you have any closing remarks on all that stuff, otherwise, we're gonna.
I do want to say one thing. The detail again. I just want to keep up the detail because something else I noticed this in this show that they'd never do in the other ones. And like we saw on the guest list right there with the seating chart. Is there's so much detail on the data pads. You saw it in the ISB and when they were doing stuff. They're really, really cool in this show about giving you like the small things they're touching. So it's not like it's just fake and they're looking at a razor like in the prequel. So you're seeing what's going on their screens and it's really cool. And I just think that level of immersion in this show is deep.
That and like I said, and you're right about the attention to detail. It looks very 70 technology, right? Like with Star Wars would those linear LCD.
It's futuristic, yet not. You're on a brand new Mac, but on DOS. It's just
the
like this
graphics are exactly.
It's so good. It's awesome, and I love it.
It's fantastic. It's just great. I wish that was the norm moving forward. But guys, we'll have to kick this back up next week, and of course, do this in our chat and everything. But actually, let's cut it off and do our giveaway for the pit. What do you think?
We've got 10 people in the drawing right now. We've got Ryan Drost, William Scott Crawford, Santo1414, the Commander Academy, Rick Jones, Justin Layton, Skyrider, Mando Mike, Miss Sunflower, and Scott Winters. So that is what we're looking. Hey, did you guys notice we've got super chats now? What's that all about?
What's the super chat?
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, I'll have to click it and find out.
I know. All right, sir. Are we ready to do this, folks?
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm anxious to get our pit a backpack full of stuff.
All right, so bringing up the wheel of names really quick. Let me move this sucker over so I can actually see what I'm doing. All right, so here we go, folks. Buckle up, baby. It's gonna get real.
Good luck.
Buckle up, baby.
Oh,
Scott
Winters.
And we're gonna get. We want to see that on the Starlight Digest Central, Scott, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we'll get your information. Well, either through we can contact you through Messenger and Facebook. Get your information, and we'll get that backpack out to you ASAP. And when you get it, post pictures in the Starlight Central. Do a video, do whatever you want to do. But congratulations, guys. We want to say thank you to everybody who's made our 1,000 subs possible. We celebrated for a couple weeks now, and we couldn't be happier to give back. We had 3 of those backpacks go out today. And trust me, we're going to do a lot more giveaways throughout our existence on this platform. Everybody stay tuned. Like, subscribe if you haven't. Tell a friend. And of course, and most importantly, smash that don't smash that like button. Wampa stomp that like button.
Oh, shoot.
Press the button, Chris. Press it.
Press it. Out of batteries.
Crystal tripped on herself trying to get that Wampa. It was so good. But guys, thank you so much. Thank you for Wampa stomping that like button. Thank you for everybody in the pit that was commenting up. Everything. We want to do more of this stuff. So, Ernie, you're here and you got the announcer voice. Why don't you take us out?
Thank you, everybody, for joining in and hopping in the pit tonight. Don't forget, we will be back next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m. for the breakdown of episode 5. If you haven't yet, go back and see the premiere for episodes 1, 2, and 3. We got lots of content available, which is
thank you, Mando Mike.
1 minute reviews, Mando Mike with the super chat, testing 1, 2. Thank you. That donation definitely helps us out here on the show. Or you can join our Patreon, or you can go grab merchandise over. All the links are below in the description as well, too. Get yourself your own backpack, coffee cup, T-shirts, whatever it may be. All the links are down there below. Don't forget to check out Tashi Station Emporium. Use the code Sarlacc Digest to receive 10% off your order. You need some toys, go visit Rogue Toys for all your action figure needs. And thanks to the Red 5 Network for putting us on. You want some more Star Wars content? Check them out. You can find all of us on all our social names here. Don't forget Sarlacc Digest Central on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. And then we'll see you guys next week, 8 p.m. Wednesday for episode 5.
Yes. I need to get myself a new webcam. I'm getting really frustrated with this thing, so... Might have to switch computers.
You need to
Well, there's $5 on it.
I need to move again. Yeah, that $5 will help me.
So go ahead.
Thank you, Mando Mike, again for that generous super chat. That will help
Get
me
some of those
switch my
target
computers
clearance.
up and
Yeah.
exactly. So with that, everybody, thank you again. We'll see you next Wednesday, and of course, check out the other channels all the other stuff that we have on our channel. Our daily, if not daily, our toy reviews. Moocher Mondays is a thing. Hot Topic Fridays is a thing. I know Crystal's going to get down on some toy reviews. We're firing on all cylinders here, guys. So again, everybody, thank you so much for your support. And I need to go to bed, man. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Or I need to go watch Andor again.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. So with that, Scott,
keep it nerdy, everybody.
Night.
Bye.